What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Couldn't resist it, man. Thought about talking about this in the morning, but I just couldn't resist it. Got to make a video talking about this right now. As we knew they would, the Los Angeles Fakers, whenever they face a good team, get absolutely destroyed. Mediocre bum beaters. That's all these guys are. It's funny. When the Lakers had that 3-0 start, all you heard was JJ was a genius. Lakers Nation, LeBron fanatics, the La Media, all you heard. But ever since that 3-0 start, the Los Angeles Fakers are now just 7-7 since that start. 10-7 overall. Another blowout loss, this time a 127-100 thrashing at the hands of the Phoenix Suns, who of course saw the returns of Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal. And in this particular game, Kevin Durant had 23 points on 9-17 shooting. Bradley Beal chipped in with 23 points as well. Devin Booker had 26 points and 10 assists. The Phoenix Suns hit 17 out of 42 from downtown. As the Lakers, from a historical standpoint, in the LeBron era, have a hard time stopping the three, largely because they're just slow as hell overall defensively, and especially a certain soon-to-be 40-year-old that's still out there not playing any defense, not even attempting to play any defense for that matter. But excuse me, it's late. It's late. Oh, but the LeBron fans are making a lot of the fact that I think he tied Cal Corver all time. He should have. He's been playing for 35 goddamn years. Tied him for the all time, what is it, seventh all time with 3 pointers made. But what they neglect to mention is that he's also attempted 1,300 more 3 pointers than Cal Corver. He attempted 13. He's attempted 1,300 more 3 point attempts, and his 3 point percentage is about 8 percentage points lower than Cal Corver. That's what you call accumulative numbers. It's sort of like how, say, Robert Parrish has more points than Bernard King. But would anybody in their right mind argue that Robert Parrish was a better scorer than Bernard King? Absolutely not. That's just longevity records. That's what LeBron has, longevity records. If you played 50 years in the NBA, you should have a lot of staggering records. Just like how he still trails Michael Jordan in career 30-point games. It's going to pass him soon eventually. But you should. If you played 7 years more, really, honestly, if you include the fact that 2 of those years were only 17 and 18 games, he's really played the equivalency of 8.5 more years than Michael Jordan. And he still trails him in 30-point games. Disgusting. The math ain't mathing for these guys. They're not. The math ain't mathing for JJ Redneck. I thought these cerebral equations, I thought the algebra algebra 8 level, saying approach and skills that he brings to the table. I thought that the Professor X level, the Professor X level comprehension would excel the Lakers to new heights. But apparently, if you look at the metrics, they're doing worse than they did last year. So I ask you again, ladies and gentlemen, why was Darvin Ham fired? Nobody can answer that. Why was he fired? And also, where is the call from the same people that was clamoring for Darvin Ham to be fired? Where are you guys at now? You got no excuse now. You got none. None. This is essentially the same roster. Matter of fact, you could argue The roster's a little bit better. AD's playing the best basketball of his life, so you can't blame it on AD. He's healthier than he's been since hell the first year he got here in LA. What is it? Who's gonna be the scapegoat this year? Is it D'Lo? Hmm? That's the new scapegoat. That's the guy gonna be the scapegoat for y'all guys, huh? Cause you know why you gotta make a D'Lo and why you can't make a JJ Redneck because you guys are some serious buck dancers. You know, all all of LeBron fans, they're the scapegoats. They all have to have brown skin, nappy head, and big lips, or they don't feel right about themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's what they always got to be with those guys. But hey, I want to put out an interesting stat for you guys too. In the seven losses the Lakers have had this year, they've lost by a margin, an average margin of over 15 points a game, which means that they get the absolute shit beat out of them in losses. And in the wins, they sometimes win rather handily because they beat up on mediocre teams. Um, Look, I'm not saying the Lakers never got blown out in the Darvin Ham era, but I remember most of those games being competitive. I don't remember them getting blown out this consistently. Okay, I don't remember that. Didn't this team, didn't JJ Redneck already get beat by 60 points in a preseason game? And I told you guys, did I tell y'all that as the season progressed, it's going to get harder and harder, especially as we get into the month of December and onward. And after the All Star break, it's going to get really tough for the LA Fakers. Really tough. So now they're 10-7. 10-7, you know. Hmm. Let's see. LeBron James, 7 of 16 from the floor, 2 of 7 from down. Have y'all noticed too that even though LeBron Ramon James is getting his points, it's not coming as easy anymore. Like he's starting to have to work a little harder for his points. You notice that? So while he is putting up his little, numbers or whatever, he's not doing so in the optimum and in the flow manner that he once did. Even just a couple of years ago, even just last year. See, on the surface, it's so easy in today's NBA with the lack of defense, the freedom of movement rule. He's still a big, strong guy. I believe that he's still, engaging in things that the media won't talk about. That they'd love to talk about with Barry Bonds. Um, but he's been looking kind of old to me, man. Don't get me wrong; he can still put up points, but he looks kind of old. Let me see what was his plus minus tonight. Wow! Once again, LeBron Ramon James had the worst plus minus on the team, -30. -30. His plus minus was -30. 18 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists, 5 turnovers. See, the numbers don't fool me, man, because he's mastered the art of being able to score in bunches and get a whole bunch of defensive rebounds. Let me see. He had 8 rebounds, and 7 of them were defensive boards, like I saw. Yeah, he's mastered how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Pad his numbers throughout the game. But it's not his stats no longer really have any impact. As I said before, unless AD has a huge monster game against big teams, and some of the other guys get involved offensively, the Fakers lose. LeBron cannot carry a team anymore. He can't do that. He's not the same guy. He's not. He's just simply not. And AD had 25 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 blocks, 10 of 19 shooting. I mean, he actually had a pretty good game. He didn't get to the foul line as much as he normally do. Coming into this game, he averaged 10 free throw attempts per game. He shot 7. Against the Phoenix Suns, he probably should have shot the ball 25, 27 times. Um, Austin Reeves had 15 points. Rui Hachimura had 7. He should have had more shot attempts. But you didn't get much for anybody else, man. Let me see. D'Lo had 16 points. Um, I mean, you didn't get a lot of points, man. And once again, the Lakers give up a lot of goddamn points. 127 points tonight. 127. I mean, so what is that? In the past 2 games, they've given up 127 points a game. So their defense has gotten absolutely horrific. Horrific. Okay? Their defense has gotten even worse. Ever since Darvin Ham left. Much worse. It's amongst the worst. It's trending to becoming the worst in the league. Meanwhile, Darvin Ham, the assistant coach of Milwaukee Bucks and defensive specialist, all of a sudden Milwaukee's defense looks a lot better. Not seeing so many of these guys now talking all this trash, are they? Like my brother Ticky said, Doc Rivers spotted JJ 10 wins, and he on the verge of passing that clown. Remember the Bucks was like 1-6, and everybody was laughing. Remember that? Remember everybody was laughing. Lakers got off to a 3-0 start. The Bucks was like 0-3 or something. Everybody was laughing. Now all of a sudden, the Bucks are 99, Lakers 10-7. The difference is the Bucks is one of the hottest teams in the league, and Lakers absolutely fucking suck. And it's going to get worse. So what's going to happen is the Bucks season the competition. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still got NBA competition, but it's going to get a little easier for the Bucks, whereas it's going to get a lot harder for the Lakers. So this is going to be fun. It's going to be fun watching LeBron fans squirm because they can't explain away why they had so much energy for Darvin Ham but none for JJ Redneck. They can't explain it. Because no matter how you try to spin it, you gonna look like a buck dancer. Period. You gonna look like a complete and total buck dancer. And just admit that's what you're doing. That's all you are doing. And race has a lot to do with it. A lot. So anyway, that's all I got to say about it. That's all I got to say about it. You know what I'm saying? JJ Redneck sucks. LeBron is old. AD is wasting his prime years. But then again, Russell Westbrook always said these two dudes are soft. Maybe they made for each other. You know what I'm saying? They made for each other. Uh, I wonder, y'all think JJ in his dark spot right now? His dark place? He says after he losses, he goes to a dark place. I don't know. Because I don't, from the way JJ reputation I heard, I don't think he like anything dark. But yeah, I wonder if he like in a dark room right now, punching the walls. You know what I'm saying? Cursing, using all types of profanity and hurling racial epithets at the media, covering up. The media's covering up, not bothered, act like they don't hear it and whatever. Uh, Tearing up his goddamn. Hey, let's say the name of that book on YouTube. tearing up his Adolf Schicklgruber book. He's so furious. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's all I got to say about it, man.